Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. So we're going to be looking at what's happening in Black River. I've been to Black River before a few times, and I recently saw a video where, someone was going around and videoing Black River, and the whole town just looks like it needs to have new life breathe into it. A lot of young, talented, smart people are leaving Black River to go and pursue jobs and careers in other towns and cities because number one, it's so far to travel to, right? And then there was no highway leading you into Black River. So because of that, there was a brain drain out of Black River. Black River is the capital of St. Elizabeth, but for the last 20 years, it's Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is looking like the capital more and more each day. And you have Junction that's coming right behind as well. I love the way they have laid out Junction as well. Santa Cruz is more like very close. Everything is close and there's no sidewalks to accommodate people with strollers and people who have challenges and just general citizens. They can't get to move around because sidewalks are practically non-existent in Santa Cruz, and I've been there, right? You have to walk literally in the street, and everybody is out in the sidewalk selling, and there's no space and all of that, right? So I would like to see some kind of restructuring in Santa Cruz as well. Back to Black River, we know there was a big announcement by the Prime Minister. Prime Minister have recently made a big announcement that the project, expanding the Highway 2000 to Hodges near the town of Black River, so that will bring in a lot of business and investments and more people coming in, more tourists coming in, hence more money will be in people's hands and so forth, right? More jobs and all of that. So we have a few people like community leaders and people who have business currently in Black River speaking about the project, and they are excited about it. And we're going to also talk about the PNP councillor, what he has to say about the highway being extended as well. So safari tour operators Dr. Donovan Bennett and Joseph Charles Swaby are among the business leaders eager to see easier access to Black River after a recent announcement by Prime Minister Andrew Holness plans to extend the Southern Coastal Highway project westwards to Hodges in that parish. This follows the completion of $188 million Maypen to Williamsfield leg of the Highway 2000 in August of this year, right? So big plans are in place to extend the highway, and that will, be close to Black River. So, when you have transportation and travel opening up, there is a lot of opportunities now for business to flourish and for the citizens, because when you walk around, because I have a lot of videos of Black River, right? I was doing the Zong. I had to get relatives of mine to do some videos of that town. So I'm going to let you see some of those videos, right? And please check out my video about the Zong, because the Black River is where our foreparents' feet touch soil after being out at sea for months. They're being held in that vessel to be sold in Jamaica from the west coast of Ghana. And the captain lost his way, did not recognize Jamaica. It's one bad story after another, and their foot touched soil in Black River. Then you can go and click into 133 taken off the coast of Jamaica. Just scroll down and you will see it. I'll try to pin it in this as well. There are people there that are doing business, but they would like to see the redevelopment of the town, more infrastructure. The streets, the bridges, they are in need of renovations as well. So it's going to be a win-win situation in my eyes. I see that as, a lot of young people, when you speak to the people in Black River, they will say there are no jobs here. So all the young people have moved out, or a lot of young people have moved out to other towns and cities. And then when they do get jobs in other towns and cities, the traveling back and forth and the expense of paying for all that travel takes a toll on them. So they finally just relocate to where the jobs are. That has impacted the town as well, right? So I would love to see infrastructure, more things being done in Black River. There's a lot of historical buildings, heritage buildings that are protected by the National Heritage Trust that are going derelict, because we love the old buildings, but the ones that are in huge disrepair, they can pose a danger, as well as it's not pleasing to the eye, right? So if a building is deemed historic, put as a national historical site, right, under that banner, does not mean that it cannot be renovated, because something has to be done regarding so many older buildings in Black River. I think they can be renovated and get tourists to come in and view these buildings, because these are some of the first buildings that were made in the Caribbean, right? So just to go back a little bit on the history of Black River, it's a very historical town. So the town of Black River was established close to the banks of the river, after which it was designed by the Leighton brothers, three wealthy landowners who were notable businessmen of the era. It was established sometime around 1671. So just after the invasion in 1655, right, they start coming in. So it was designated the capital of the parish of St. Elizabeth in 1773. So it replaced Lacovia as the capital then. So it's situated at the mouth of the Black River, which flows into the sea. So I'm going to even show you that. That's why they use those ships coming from the west coast of Africa. Black River was a main unloading point because it came right from the sea into the river. The river flows into the sea. So it's like right there, right, for them. And that's where a lot of our parents were unloaded from. So it has, a bit of a dark history as well. You'll see the Zong Monument as well down in Black River. Such an historical place, right? A lot of schools should go there and view that Zong Memorial. The town played an important role in the slave trade, sugar, and logwood industry throughout the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries. A lot of logwood in the parish of St. Elizabeth. The enslaved had to cut it, and it is placed on rafts that took it up to the wharves in Black River, that famous wharf in Black River. They transport it, ship it off to Europe, mostly England, to have those logwoods processed to get the indigo dye that they used to dye fabrics. After a while, people didn't need indigo anymore, and that industry collapsed. So it was a thriving second to Kingston, where local farmers transported sugar, logwood, and because of its wealth, because there was a lot of plantation owners, investors, business, even lawyers that represented people who were trafficking from Africa, and they'll be handling all the aspect of the sale and everything like that. So you had a lot of lawyers based in Black River. From all of my research and reading, there was a few lawyers that was stationed there. You had doctors, even the famous Waterloo House that was believed to be originally owned by the Shakespeare family, who were thought to be related to the famous playwright William Shakespeare, and was the first residence in Jamaica to have electricity. So even beating out a lot of towns and cities in America, right? John Leyden, a Scotsman who subsequently owned it, brought the first car and the first electricity generator to Black River and Jamaica. So there was a lot of first in the town of Black River, and then it just slowly died, right? Because once a lot of those industries collapsed right after slavery was abolished, then it's just one after the other, and it just became, a quiet place. What I would love to see as well is that the locals would be able to get in the business and service the tourists as well. Make some type of area where the locals can go and maybe sell their goods, sell food, the local food that we're so famous for in Jamaica. Set up nice leather shops near to Black River, and so that they're able to benefit from thousands of people that are expected to come into Black River. It wasn't that thriving town anymore. So I would definitely love to see, don't have a few people monopolize the situation. We need to have the money trickle down to, the lower socioeconomic group as well. Not just them being employees of Mr. So-and-so, right? We need them to have their own business as well, going there as well. Guides and all of that, right? So the 4 commercial complexes are under construction. I know exactly what those 4 commercial complexes will be, but I know it will be a plus for the town. So as I mentioned, the PNP councillor had something to say about the highway coming in. He said that because the buildings are protected under the National Heritage Trust, probably they're unable to be renovated, because he's saying, what's the point if a lot of buildings are there but they are not being used? They're protected. So maybe they could look into that to see which ones we keep and which ones we just maybe keep a wall off and have a plaque beside it, or probably just take it down and put a plaque there with the pictures of the building and all of that and the history of the building. So if it really comes to that, if there's so many and people need space and it cannot be renovated, maybe we have to look at getting rid of some of them. You have to really get architects in and people who know about those things, which ones to say goodbye to. And of course, you're going to have the memory of it and the plaque and all of that, and then try to get more modern buildings up in Black River. So I'm happy about the rebirth and the highway coming close, because definitely help a lot of people to travel into Black River, and that's what we want to see. More towns being upgraded and renovated and looking like, even if we're not doing all of it, because we want some of it to remain the way it is, because a lot of people say it's peaceful and it's quiet, there's no crime here or very low crime in Black River, and they would like to keep it that way. So we have to plan. The Jamaican government has to plan to figure out how they're going to keep the citizens and the visitors, the tourists that will be expected into Black River safe, right? You need to have maybe more police officers around to make sure that place remain as safe as it is now, because that's what people love, the quietness and the safety aspect of Black River as well. The business owners are saying also that previously there was like 50,000 tourists used to come to Black River, and then they go on to Appleton Estate. But recent years, probably from the last 20-30 years, that figure has declined a lot, right? So they need to see, of course, more people coming in, because they do have some famous spots. Of course, the Black River itself, they have the tours going on. After you have the Appleton Estate, you have Wyeth Falls, you have Lover's Leap. There's so many things going on in South Coast side. So Black River has a lot of potential. Dr. Swaby is the proprietor for the Black River Safari Tours. And of course, he's saying that he really supports this extension of the Highway 2000 to Hodges, which is very close to Black River, because they've lost so many jobs to neighboring towns like Santa Cruz and Junction. I also see a lot of history in Black River, the original buildings and some, even the brick road, the red brick that they used to make the plazas and stuff like that, and in some sections maybe the road. It's a very historic place. It would be good to really have people going in, creating jobs and creating opportunities for people as well as locals starting their own business in terms of trying to capitalize on the influx of tourists that will be coming in as well. So get ready, get prepared. Going to be marketing craft items or doing food or hospitality. Maybe you could do Air BNBs. So just get yourself ready, get your home renovated. There will be a lot of opportunities coming in when the highway has been extended. So get yourselves prepared to earn from that opportunity. They want to also develop a pier. They already have the Black River Wharf, so probably have that re-engineered, a larger pier where you could have probably cruise ships and stuff like that coming in. If accepted ships before came in before, so I don't see why you can't have like cruise ships coming in as well. The possibilities are endless for Black River at this time.
No, I'm going up by Waterloo.
Of the tours that is going on in a compound town as well. And I look forward to this. It's only going to help the people of Black River as well. So a good thing, right? And a lot of proprietors, a lot of investors, a lot of residents are going to welcome the new development. Thank you for joining me on this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for all the support. It is appreciated. Take care of yourself and others. Bye for now.